And we're back. So, I believe Arcady is currently, I think you find Arcady without too much trouble. I think that's fine. I think the problem is that you are aware of the number of these creatures in the trees around you. And I think you haven't seen any of them yet today, have you? Oh, you're all in different order. That happened a while ago. Oops. I'm bad. I didn't fix that. Yeah, I'll do it now.
You are very good.
It's true. Possibly the goodest.
That's a big call. Kalak, you haven't seen any of these creatures yet, have you?
Nope.
I think this is the point at which you can spot the one that is menacing Arcady from the treetops.
It's creaky.
I think you can probably recognize that it's currently like emaciated. It's starving.
Yeah, right. It's
right?
very hungry.
Yeah.
Yep.
I thought that was
I swear, those
Kingu for
lizard
a
guys
second.
keep coming to help, and we're not giving them a chance to.
Yeah,
And
no,
does
exactly.
The second I unmute it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Does it as we come into the scene and this holy light enters the picture, like how does it react to that painful light?
Oh yeah, it would flee. Yeah, it flees.
Yeah, I'll just put that in there.
Yeah. That's definitely.
And is it about at this juncture when Arcady, is this about that time, if so, that Arcady's like successfully extracted themselves out
Yes,
of...
I think so.
Like, great.
Yeah. I think you've dealt with the immediate problem. They're not going to come close to you, at least while you're all upright, maneuverable, and have a holy light. I think that's a bit much for them at the moment.
Awesome.
They're willing to be like, if they can be sneaky enough, they're willing to be absolutely vicious at the moment, but they have to be sneaky enough to get you first.
Great.
I think Kalak like looks at both of you and like beckons you like in a little like further into the circle of light, just like to be sure. And it's like, Arcady, did you see how close we are to the tree? Do we press on or do we turn back?
Arcady, you as far as you can tell, the tree is just like absent, missing, gone. Like,
Awesome.
That concerns me.
Yeah, no, and Arcady, I imagine the two of you like have the pleasure of like rushing into this clearing, and Arcady like promptly tumbles to the ground.
And
Right,
Alex does a like, oh,
like
you
face,
worried me. Like,
and gets up and like shakes off and like has a face that's like covered in leaf litter that's stuck with some wet, like is covered in like leaf litter and webbing, and it's just
Poor
I brush it off with my free hand and like clean your face off for you.
so good. And you're asking about the tree because we're heading to a stand of trees, a particular tree. And
Our destination.
tree
Like, can we?
specifically.
Is it worth pressing on, or should we just like be like, cool? We're just gonna like hunker down till morning when these foul things will fuck off. Hopefully.
And I think Arcady will sort of like throw their like head over their shoulder and look at where this tree stand is supposed to be, and just sort of look around. And I think that I'm interested in actually like taking a minute to think about it, even though their immediate answer is like they don't want to be here at all.
Yeah.
So
Do you want to roll read the sitch? Not read the sitch. Discern reality.
Realities.
yeah,
All
that
the
one would be
same.
great.
Discern
Okay,
the sitch.
cool. So Ash, I pull out my guns. I got like I'm gonna open my brain to the one psychic maelstrom.
I mean, you can like those are things that kind of like are possible in this setting.
Yeah, flashback to damp spirits.
Yeah, right.
So good.
Take a question. What do you want?
Oh gosh, So since I'm trying to figure out if we want to run away and or like hunker down, I think I want to know. I want to know what I should be on the lookout for. Like how, like, what thing is going to push me into making a decision around this, right? Like, how many, like,
Yeah. I think you're aware of the fact that like there's a lot more of this webbing about than you had thought, and
Yeah.
you just didn't spot it despite your like relatively good deer senses.
Great.
And that's going to be the problem if you're trying to travel around at night, especially. You're going to risk hitting this same problem.
great, awesome. Arcadia will make a point to like illustrate that by like going and like I am having like we'll walk over to where they had been like stuck in the webbing and like just sort of like make a pantomime of like peering at it
Yeah.
and like sort of like
Yeah.
and then look at
Yeah. And Calic like nods and is like, "No, you're right. That is a problem."
and then we'll sort of turn around and like look sort of longingly the way they came. All of us have come, right? And
Yeah, and I like rest my free hand on your head, and I'm like, I don't think that way is going to be any safer. And I'm gonna do a thing. I think.
And is it at this point, Etienne, you have
I was going to say,
Jenny
like, I think this
chops
is the
up
point
with
at which,
Etienne?
like,
Yeah.
Etienne, like, finds us. Like, I think Etienne, like, rocks up, like, bundled on Jenny's back, but, like, slightly tied on there with some of the spare webbing.
Yeah, and I think instead of actually saying anything, she just like,
Yeah, because, like,
yeah, awesome.
at this point, yeah, you probably don't have control of your tongue. You probably don't have control of, like, one of your arms.
it's boom, boom.
Should we be marking a debility here, Ash?
Yes,
is
we
that
should.
what I'm hearing?
Yep. And yeah, like, it is a debility on like dex strength. Yeah.
Okay. Makes sense.
So, because yeah, we use the one where like debilities come in like pairs of abilities.
Okay.
So yeah,
And one of them is grumpy.
yeah.
Sweet.
So yeah, you're like, I don't think it's going to progress past where it's at, because like you didn't like take too many hits with that thing, but
Yeah.
like
But
I don't
where
think
it's at isn't great. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah. I think she's gonna like try to flap her arm on top of Jenny and be like, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Tilt her neck sideways and just flap backwards on the mule.
So good.
Calic like grabs her hand and like moves it up
She's only mostly dead.
onto where she wanted it.
Yeah.
Can we hear, Ash, like, that we still hear, like, creepy spider noise from, like, fucking everywhere around us?
Much less with the torch, I think.
Okay.
But
Cool.
it is still there, right? Like you just hear it
I'm-
occasionally now.
I'm gonna make sure of it, because I like all my friends, and I like them with their blood in them,
Fair.
and with webbing not on them, and all those other good things.
Yeah, there's those good times, yeah.
And so I think again we see we get a really tight shot of Calic's face as she starts to like speak, and yeah, starts to intone like a prayer in like I think a language that we do not like, that is not common.
Yeah.
And like the subtitling is like very deliberately like clearly like a poetic translation. Like it's not like this is an archaic and an obscure
Yeah.
language, whatever it is
Yeah.
that she's speaking.
So
And
good.
she starts to pray. And I'm gonna invoke the sun god again with my other invocation that I have.
You're invoking.
And first-
You're calling to Nademu.
I am calling on the light of Nadomu
Yeah.
to do a thing, and hopefully it's gonna go really well. Nope, it doesn't.
So good.
Would anyone like to help me?
I mean, how?
I don't know. Someone's got a magic sword with godlight in it, for instance.
Anyone?
This is one of those times where I really want to help and have just
No idea what that looks like.
You know what? I could actually try. Like, I'm in a bad enough state where I'm willing to let go of this rapier, and I think just with my good arm, I just kind of try to throw it into the ground near you.
Nice, excellent.
Superb.
What stat is that?
Probably Dex for like a volley thing to not stab you in the leg with my rapier.
or like con to do it through like your fog of being like poison addled.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's Dex.
You're at a -1 because of the thing.
That's it's a 9.
Yeah, good job.
It's a 9. We did it.
Da,
What does that
da, da.
I can't
doing
remember how
better-
this move works.
I'm doing better poisoned than I was not poisoned. I think I found a new drug.
The poison makes you strong.
we just need to harvest from the chitins, the stuff to.
I mean, basically,
Yeah.
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 Horror. Start a chitin farm.
Okay, so on a 7 to 9, it works as described, but you and the GM each choose one of the risks,
Okay, so
and I will let you choose first, Ash, and then I will choose. And for what it's worth, just so that you know, this invocation has the ongoing like tag, so that like it lasts. And
can you do the invocation so that I can see what it is?
Can I drop the invocation? Fuck yeah, I can. I am beautiful and terrible as the dawn.
Oh no.
I know, how terrible.
So good.
Yeah, and so this one, like, is not just a, like, momentary thing, like, it lasts.
Okay.
Ash, I will look up for you the thing that Jeremy says about this.
Okay, yeah. If there's a guidance thing, then yeah.
Yeah. Where are we? Invocations. When a given invocation is ongoing, which this one is, you can't use another. You can end an ongoing invocation whenever you wish.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
I think it's going to tax you. I think I want to mark a debility on this.
I was already thinking of that one.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, if you're going to tax me, I think I'm also, you must bask in sunlight for an hour or so before using it again. Like,
Yeah.
I think Kalak is terribly drained by this act.
Mm-hmm.
And I choose, I choose the debility. I think I'm going to pick miserable. I just think she's really, like, this is really fucking difficult. And, like,
Yeah.
like, hard to maintain and requires a lot of,
With the implication of it being that you'd need to bask in sunlight to do it again, it sounds like
Actually,
a very
no.
painful version of like emptying yourself and like sending a lot of what you hold sacred away to bring it into the world.
in that case, I think this is weakened.
Cool.
'Cause, yeah, I think like the sun basking thing is like it's cold. Like all of the this is a very cold thing to experience.
Yeah.
And what this looks like is she like speaks this prayer, and like before we see like this like faint, like her tongue is like very very faintly like glowing, and like her eyes are very very faintly glowing, and the light like brightens and grows more intense, and then the hem of her robe nearest to the hand that's holding the lantern, the hem of the robe catches on fire.
Yeah.
And the fire spreads until, like, her entire, like, grey, tattered old robe is, like, aflame with radiant, like, holy starlight.
Yeah.
And
I like
she's
it.
just this, like, burning pillar of, like, holy light that... Yeah, like, and the type of creature I'm gonna name Ash is
Chitins?
chitins.
Yeah. Love it.
Yeah, and, like, because, like, within the shape of the fiction, like, she maintains this for like the rest of the night.
Yeah.
And so yeah, like the reason that like the debility and the need to bask in sunlight is that like this is a fucking draining thing.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. Yeah.
Like she is indomitable while it lasts, and then as soon as it goes out, she's gonna be like spent.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, alright. Are you gonna try and like make camp here then?
I feel like that's our best option.
It seems like a
Other
horrible
plans?
idea, but there is no better idea. Like,
Yeah, right? Like, we're definitely not going to press onwards. Like, I guess we could go back and, like, try and get back to that, like, point where we knew that they had, like, retreated from
Yeah.
and, like, follow our own footprints. But, like, traveling at night, like, what if we get lost?
Yeah, that's the
Yeah, it's the
concern.
same thing over again. Yeah.
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 I guess we're just going to make camp here, and I am the campfire.
Yeah, I was gonna
Sure.
say Arcady does the echoes a thing that you would expect Ginny to do, which is sits on their haunches.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. So who's rolling this thing? Because Luke did a poor job last time.
That's true. And I feel
And
like
they're
it's,
busy.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah,
me
the
because I'm
campfire,
busy
yeah.
being the campfire, so I am not the camp leader.
Half of my body doesn't work right now, so maybe not it for me.
So it's Unhaga or Arcady.
Yeah, do you have a
It's
preference?
either a cute deer or a scruffy ranger.
Bad.
I
Yeah.
vote for the ranger.
Yeah.
Sure, I'll do it.
You do it? Awesome. I mean,
Sure.
cool.
So just roll 2d6 then.
So just
If you have any bonuses forward, then
Yeah, which Andy is nothing against you. It's just I think it's good to like give Jason a bit more stuff.
yeah. I agree.
No, I want to see what this looks like and what this lovely ranger's. No, I'm not harmed in the least. No,
Yeah, I just
I'm
wanted
being
to
a
check in.
doofy deer.
in theory, I guess Jenny could labor to help me, but that doesn't really make sense. There's nothing I would ask Jenny
Yeah, I
to do, so I'll
can't-
just do 2d6. Oh no!
Jenny's super helpful.
Why do you say that?
Y'all are real good at
Need
this.
someone else like to help me?
I would be happy to.
Yeah, that's
would
probably
be
a good
great.
idea.
It's a
Awesome.
good idea.
I have an imagining that. So, in the process of what does making camp? What does that mean? Like when we talk about that, is that like setting things up and like
Yeah.
establishing a perimeter?
So yeah,
mean, in
let
that
me read out
context-
the like when you settle into rest in an unsafe area, choose a camp leader and have them roll. This is about like mostly actually about like the bit where like people are watching for danger, people are like sharing food, those sorts of bits.
Okay, great,
Yeah, that's what it's mostly about.
wonderful. Okay, well then, I think what that ends up looking like is, I think you're having a hard like. I have this idea that maybe you like drop something or have a hard time or like nick your hand in the process of like cutting a ration, right, or something.
Yeah, something like that. Or
Um.
I'm too distracted by all of the possibility of danger from the chitins to
Sure.
actually cook properly, and so I burn my hands or something, maybe? Or maybe
Yeah.
that's too much. I don't know.
No, I mean, great. Somewhere in there where like you're having a hard time.
Yeah.
And upon like that becoming evident, like maybe you spill something, right?
Yeah, definitely. Like, have some kind of soup or stew, and then the whole thing just goes over.
Right, great. And whereas Arcady had been sort of bearing witness to Kalak's like labor, they sort of come back to the practicalities in a minute. And so what was once this like tiny deer standing between the dark and the light, for all the good that does or doesn't do, then rolls into a small person who's, I think that Arcady, the thing that comes away with Arcady in returning to being a people shape is they've got big dishy ears, right? And like the ruddy and like cream colored pattern of fur as a deer is kind of carried on their person, and there'll be like a lot of them is currently ruddy with like cream lines here and like like on your like collarbone, just
Yes.
somewhere in that neck of the woods. And they'll be like, I don't think people like it when dinner's made of dirt. How about I help? All right, and we'll start sort of.
Cool. All right, so that brings you up to a 7 to 9. So you can,
Ash,
yes.
you
you
can
need to
multiple
roll.
people aid? Is that a thing?
Pardon? Can
Can multiple
aid?
people aid on a roll? Because I feel like the fiction, if it is mechanically possible, I feel like the fiction demands that I am also necessarily doing it.
I don't think so. The kind of rule of thumb here is if it's one person, it's aiding. If it's everyone, it's
Struggles
as one.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's appropriate.
Legit.
That's appropriate.
It's
here
like in
mechanically.
Blades. There's a distinction there. No, totally.
So So do you want to roll your assist?
Absolutely. Let's see what that looks like.
Are you rolling with wisdom? I think. Sounds.
And
Like.
is this is aid or interfere? Yeah, or am I?
Yeah, but
missing
not the book
something?
version. It's not the version in. It's not the default Dungeon World version.
Great.
It's the version in our weird thing.
It sounds like it's maybe charisma.
Yeah, charisma would work as well.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So just roll.
Just
Go normally.
roll-
Charisma?
Yep.
Great.
Nicely done. Excellent.
Doot
Oh.
doot doot.
Cool.
Charismatic as hell.
Yes.
The lingering charisma of the cute deer form is with you as you take this action.
All right. On a 7 to 9, ask another player how they annoy or frustrate you. Respond to that and gain a debility. Or ask another player how you annoy or frustrate them. They gain a debility. Or tell the GM what alerts you to the presence of danger.
Ooh.
Well, to tell the GM what alerts you to the presence of danger seems like the obvious thing, so I want to do something else.
Sure.
I am curious how Arcady annoys or frustrates me. Because this is very helpful,
However,
How?
and I like you, but there's got to be something else. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's up to you, Andy.
oh great! I was just about to ask who. So I think what's annoying that the things that they end up saying around being helpful, because they're sort of like cheeky. A lot of it ends up being, and they're tired, and they unfortunately wind up being condescending in trying to be like silly and like helpful and like lighten the mood, and like they are maybe irritating because they don't take anything seriously.
Cool. Sounds like Anhaga is probably grumpy.
Probably, but I also have to respond to that.
Yes.
Cool.
And I think to start off with, Anhaga sort of follows along with the jokes, has the banter back and forth, and is like appreciating this as trying to lift the mood under a tense situation. And it just sort of keeps going, and she sort of quiets down, and
Yeah.
after a certain point, she just says, "You looking forward to not going home?"
Damn.
Cold.
And the rejoinder that Arcady would offer is that I think they would turn to you and just sort of blink for a minute and like sort of this harkening back, like the strange, difficult to discern face amid this like deep high contrast of the light and the dark. Are you? And then they'll continue what they're doing.
Cool. Yeah. Gain a debility.
Nice.
Yep.
Or or
I like this
grumpy.
because like there's clearly this opportunity where we could actually close some emotional distance and we just whoosh right past.
Yep.
all of Ash's games are secretly also between dreams.
Yes,
This is
right.
the grand secret.
Two
So I'll take
relationships passing the night.
Yep.
Literally.
Definitely.
In the night.
All right. Well, when you've by morning, when you've eaten one ration, drunk your fill, and gotten at least a few hours sleep, pick one.
I haven't.
Yeah, you haven't. Heal damage equal to half your max HP. Expend one use of an appropriate resource, rations, whiskey, remedies, etc., to clear a debility, or take +1 forward.
I think what I will offer is that I think Kalak has her shit like just together enough, knowing that Etienne is currently poisoned, to pass off a bunch of herbs and poultices to Arcady, so that like if recovering from that condition is a thing you would like to do, Aaron, like I could give you the mechanical like setup to do that.
Okay. I also have something to offer you. As we walk, or we're packing up camp. I'm of course very appreciative for the stuff that makes me not feel like I was bitten by an enormous spider anymore. Crazy enough. And I think as I come over to get my rapier from you, like I'm putting it back in the scabbard sheath, whatever the hell you call it. I kind of go to give you a hug, and then I say, I thank you. I appreciate what you did. And as I pull away, you have a healing potion in your hand now.
Nice.
Yeah, because I think like Kalak looks like fucking like wrecked.
You look like I felt.
I think her hair is like all just like white, and like her face, like the lines in her face are like really severe and like drawn, and like there's like soot, like as though she was sweating, but instead of there, like in all the places where sweat would have beaded, but instead it's soot.
Yeah.
And her cloak looks like even more threadbare than before, like something in it was like burned or used up by this process, and like without the sword to lean on anymore, she's just like drooping and like really fucked. Yeah,
Cool.
she's in real bad shape.
Well, given that, when you reach the end of a session, you return to town more or less safely. Regain any lost HP or spells. Then, look at your alignment. If you fulfilled your alignment at least once this session, mark XP.
I did not.
What's Etienne's?
It's neutral. It says avoid detection or infiltrate a location, which I was absolutely detected and promptly bitten. So
Yep, that happened.
You did real good by Jenny.
Yeah, exactly. That's the most important
I
thing.
tried. Hearts and minds,
I think mine is a maybe.
What is it?
I'm gonna put it. I think I'm gonna put it to Jason because my alignment is hope. Lead another to act despite fear or doubt. When I was directing you down the seed slide, was that like I feel like it's a maybe, but like I think ultimately it's your call.
I feel like the
In terms
fear
of
or
the despite
doubt.
part. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like the fear or doubt was something I was already over at that point because I had
Yeah, no, that's
deliberately
legit.
put myself
Yeah.
in that situation.
Yeah,
That's
it seems
totally
that way to
legit.
me. Yeah.
What about I am interested in the idea of having taken a stand and holding the line for the night. That imparted people with it was basically like stay here.
Yeah.
That's like when you talk about that line of hope. That's the thing I think towards. I don't know if that's me being like wiggly and a little too conceptual with that as intended as written.
Yeah.
I mean,
What's
we
the wording of it again?
Lead another to act despite fear or doubt.
You had us set up camp in the middle of a spider den and stay here for the entire night.
That's a good.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Okay, Aaron.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep.
I'll just
Good
mark
job.
my XP.
Thank you for clarifying. Yeah.
Anyone else?
It's a very good point.
Free someone from literal or figurative bonds.
Didn't even free your own
Could
mule.
have cleared. You could have freed Jenny and got that XP.
I know. I was. Yeah.
Dang.
You could have been bitten instead.
What about figurative bonds?
There's
There's the question.
is that capital B bonds the mechanic?
No.
Or is that
No.
okay, that's important. I wanted to check.
Yeah, capital B bonds in
you
the mechanic
freed
doesn't
Jenny
really exist in this.
from the bonds of being trapped and unable to move in the seeds.
Yep.
That's true.
Yeah,
She was in like figurative bondage there.
Yep.
You uprooted your mule from the seed river.
Like that one.
I think there's also something there about though Arcadia didn't feel trapped by their like not taking anything seriously, your like rejoinder in unhappiness shook them out of that line. Like as a
So, I'm curious about the figurative bonds for that.
yeah.
What is on because on my end I can't entirely see it because it's such an internal thing.
Sure.
So if you could go into a little more detail.
Yeah, absolutely. I have an imagining that experience for Arcady, who is just very like that sort of I don't take anything seriously, is genuine, and there's all kinds. Also, parallel. There's the world is like vast and complicated, and to be made aware that in not taking things seriously, that they're that they are annoying, that it is grating, that it's hard. Like it changes that relationship.
Yeah.
To, like that's like and it was not subtle, right? And to externalize
no.
that, even if Arcady like was like but that was the initial response, because probably what comes after that the next morning is like sitting down near you being like, okay,
Yeah, it's the start of something rather than the end of something, really.
that would be my feel about that. Well said.
I feel it.
So that
And
Right.
what's your alignment, Andy?
is good.
Aww.
What did you do?
It's helped something or someone grow.
Did you do that?
Gosh, if I was going to think about a something, I feel like we have this team of motley folks, and as a team, like maybe there's some helping that grow. I helped. If there's other versions of growth, maybe there's a relationship with this ranger I pissed off.
Yeah, I think there's something growing there, yeah. So a relationship of some kind growing there.
You helped reverse some prejudices that a young bird couple had about birds of prey.
Oh, and Ash, I can't
Yes.
believe it's taking me so long to ask this. Is this like Dungeon World? Do we get XP for fails? Because it's not in the document anywhere.
Yeah.
But the document does say, when in doubt, refer to Dungeon World.
Yeah, I guess you do. So you should have a shit ton of XP.
Yeah, everyone quickly scroll back through.
But also
Count them up.
yeah, I think the level cap for leveling up needs to be slightly higher though, because there are more prompts that you can get your XP
That is
in
a
this
very
one.
good point.
So I need to adjust that.
So yes, I do feel like I helped someone or some things grow. So
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. Awesome. Well, then, go. Answer these 4 questions as a group. Did we learn something new and important about the world?
seed slides.
We learned that there's really cool lizard people that ride around in a car, and like we need to be their friends.
Yeah, we keep hearing them.
Yeah,
I'm
I mean,
sorry.
do people
So I
get to
don't-
that? Like, yeah.
So I don't know that we learned. It depends on like the scale of new and important. Like I think realizing that the entirety of some hillsides are made out of a thing that moves and isn't inherently stable is super valuable. As like how to move in the world.
Yeah. Right.
So that's the thing for me offhand that it feels very salient. And there's some other things about these little scary spider friends. Like, don't.
Or like,
Yeah, don't.
alternatively, like we learned that these like long dead, like undead, these like ancient undead like chaos creatures are like active again.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
Which like that feels like a thing that is worth knowing.
Yes. Okay. There we go. Yes, we did.
Excellent.
That's
Good.
one.
Everyone mark an XP. Did we overcome a notable monster or enemy?
One spider.
One dark visitor.
The word is overcome, and we survived like a fucking army of chitins.
Yeah.
For real.
I think that the Dark Stranger was probably the one that.
That was
would
what
be
I
the
was
XP
thinking.
for.
Or
All right, I'll take it for that. I'm not picky. So
Several.
I'll take my XP where I can get it.
Did we loot a memorable treasure?
Friendship.
I got a healing potion.
No. Yeah. Remind me not to let Aaron back. No.
Oh man.
Did we discover
fair.
a new fantastic location?
Was the Seed River a previously explored thing? Because that seems. I mean, I don't know if it's
pretty fantastic.
I thought that was fantastic.
It was a very cool scenario.
Yeah, like the Fig Hills and the Seed River.
Yeah. Cool. Great. Mark an XP.
With the weird singing frogs. Like that whole thing was pretty
I forgot about
fantastic.
that.
I have 7 XP.
How could you forget about the singing frogs, Jason?
Momentarily, I was too busy being angry at dear friend.
Okay,
I got
so
6 XP.
if you did you overcome a threat to Beta, filled a need of its people, or returned bearing great riches?
No.
Did you return to town
Well, actually-
broken, battered, and in need of care?
Actually, that depends, Ash.
Yeah.
Like, I would ask, have we scared that mob of chitins further off?
No.
Okay, like,
Like yeah, like
that
legit.
was a possible outcome. I
Yep,
just
yep.
wanted
That,
to
no,
check.
no, yeah, and I don't think that is going to
Yep,
get that.
that's legit.
Did you return to town broken, battered, and in need of care? I think you kind of did.
3 debilities, but did any of us? No, I don't think any of us lost HP at all.
No, but debilities,
debilities.
debilities
But we-
like kind of a part of that.
Do need care, right?
I
Emotional
think,
care.
though, I will put out there, like, of the abilities we have in the party, like,
How many are
we
left after you
have-
cleared them during camp?
yeah, right? Like,
Oh,
and
true,
also,
yeah.
like, the rest of the journey, like, we have a bunch of the resources needed to clear them. So my question is, would there be any
Okay,
left
that's not
once we
that's
got
not the
back?
question, Luke. The question, Luke, is how many are left after the clearing of that morning?
Well, the question in that case is, does Anhaga have a resource of some kind that would clear misery?
Do you
I
have?
mean, you
Or
can have
just
my
this
whiskey. You
particular
can have my
emotional
whiskey.
state? There we go.
if,
Okay.
yeah. In which
Yeah.
case, then you don't. Yeah, you are not broken, battered, and in need of care, so you don't reduce the town's fortunes. You don't like put a tax on the town by needing to be cared for.
Yeah.
Great.
Cool. All right.
Ooh, we broke even.
I mean, like, yeah, that was an interesting adventure. There were some roles in there that made life a bit hard for you, and no one died. I was a bit out of it as a GM, so I was a bit like, I feel like I wasn't at my best there, but I feel like we had a good
That's
time.
good.
I had a great time, and the travel move is real fucking good.
Yeah, I'm liking that travel move. Yeah. So, let's do some shout outs, I guess. So get everyone to like let us know where they can find you, if there's stuff of yours that they can use money to acquire, and something that you think that people should pay attention to that they don't necessarily need money for. Luke.
Hello, I'm Luke. I am a game designer. You can buy games that I have written in the past at gamesfromthewildwood.itch.io. They are often spooky, sad, heartfelt. That's mainly it. One of them, you play a tree.
Yeah.
They're weird. Go check them out. They're good games. If you would like to see games I am working on, you can go to my Patreon, patreon.com/gamesfromthewildwood, which I now that work has calmed down, have time to update.
Yay.
I'm putting up a game about exorcising an angry ghost. It's going to be good.
Yeah.
I host a podcast with Andrew Gillis and Ashley Nova and some other rad people where we play Monster Hearts. It is queer and intimate and very good. You can find us on Twitter at feelingsfirst_. My non-capitalist plug of the day is this. People are good. Meeting people face-to-face, whom you have interacted with through text but have never seen their cute faces before, is very good. Hanging out with people who you haven't seen in a while is also very good. And I would recommend you all get some like FaceTime, whether that is like through Skype or through Zoom or FaceTime or in MeetSpace. Get some FaceTime with people whom you like. Because it's good.
Yeah, nice. Aaron.
Hi. Sorry, hold on. I gotta re-gear my brain.
Yeah, fair.
Okay. Hi, I am Aaron. If you want to follow me for whatever reason and hear me be like really loud and really gay, you could do it on Twitter. It's at the Road Virus with a 3 instead of an E. I'm also the founder and I guess frequent co-host of that D&D podcast. That whole thing I just said, that dndpodcast.com. We've been running for almost 4 years now. Started out with 4E. We kind of play a little bit of everything. We put out 2 episodes a week, Mondays and Thursdays. We stream like 5 days a week, and it's a whole bunch of stuff. And another thing you should keep an eye out on, by the way, all this stuff is free, because whatever. We are doing a special segment called Improbable Interviews, where we talk to really cool people in the nerd space and give them a platform to talk about things they're passionate about, talk about things they're working on, things that they think are cool. And we have one coming up Thursday with Luke, who's right over there. And my non-capitalist thought of the day is, provided the other person's okay with it, give somebody a hug. It'll make you both feel real nice.
Oh, yeah. Cool. Jason.
Hey, I'm Jason. I'm also doing tabletop role-playing game design. I've got nothing that you can buy right now, but very soon I'll be done with Stand in Defiance, which is my game about relationships, desire, intimacy, violence, and making queer Etruscan gods angry at you. So that's going to be exciting when it's done soon. And you can find me...
This is that game.
This is...
The art is really
I
good.
only just put two and two
the
together.
art. It's... So once it's done, if you think that's a horrible idea for a game, that's okay. Buy it for the art. It'll be worth it.
That's how they get you.
Yeah. That's the secret plan there. Too much of a capitalist thing, though. I feel bad about that a little. Anyway, you can find me on Twitter at Manixur, Manixur. I'm also on Patreon for same thing. And non-capitalist thing of the day, it's the thing that's sticking in my mind is that May 1st is coming up very soon, no matter what time zone / day it is for you right now.
It
and
is
there's
7 hours away for me.
That's very close, yeah. So, yeah, there's probably some stuff happening that, depending on how you feel about things, you might be interested in supporting by showing up to.
Cool. Awesome. Andy.
Hi. It's real late and I'm real awake. It's real good.
Good job,
my name's-
team.
My name's Andy. I have brought to you today a goofy dear friend. You can find me on Twitter, where I'm probably less goofy there, as fictional mammal. I like all the people here. They're amazing. I am not currently making things other than hopefully a bunch of real nice feels for myself and the people around me. I think if I wanted to give a shout out to something in particular, I would really like to celebrate intimacy, and explicitly, I'd like to celebrate intimacy decoupled from specific relationship structures. And I want to shout out to intimacy amid friends and peers and all those people that we love without having to be fucking them.
It's very good.
Yeah.
You can if you want to, but you all should talk about that on your own.
Yeah.
So, hell yeah for intimacy and giving a damn about the people around you.
Tell your friends you love them.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And I've been Ash. You can find me at ACEGIAC, ACEGIAK on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, Tumblr, and Patreon if you want to support my game design work, where I will be posting some updates to the Splintering Will document soon, because we've made some changes to it, like today and the other day and stuff. So, so you can check me out there. I will be around streaming roguelikes over the next, few days, because that's what I do at the moment. And we will be back here. What's the next role-playing game we're playing? I think it's...
It'll be Monday for In Which We Live and Breathe, probably.
No, it'll be Sunday for the next episode of this, of Splintering Wheel. Cool. All right, so we'll see if we get... we'll see who... I will be posting on Twitter about that. So the way this works is I post on Twitter telling you when the time slot is going to be, and then you say, hey, I'd like to play, and then I say this person and this person and this person are all in because they would work well together. And then you're in and you come and play with us, so it's real cool. But that's all been awesome. You should check out Sleep. It's like resting, but like much more, and it makes you feel a lot better if you're tired. Sleep, it's real good for you. Thank you all so much for joining us. And we will see you all later. Bye-bye.
Sleep is an advanced move you can only take if you've already taken resting.
Yeah, exactly.